Hey friends, welcome to Spring Boot tutorial. In the previous video we have seen what is Spring Framework, then we have covered what is Spring Boot, then we have seen what is Spring Boot layer architecture with example, then we have seen the top annotation that used in Spring Boot application while creating the application, and with that we have seen the user request flow, how the request goes. Then we have seen the most commonly asked question into the interview based on this annotation, and today the main thing that we are going to see in this video is agenda of the tutorial. And watch the video till the end, because at the end we are going to do the installation setup. So without wasting time, let's start for the video. In the first video we have seen what is Spring Boot and what is the Spring Framework drawbacks due to which Spring Boot comes into the picture. Then we have seen what is the architecture of the Spring Boot. Then we have covered top 15 annotation, and if you have not still seen that video, then I will try to put the link into the description, so go through that, because my each video will be based on its previous video. So this is the third video in which we are going to see the installation setup for Spring Toolsuite and Postman. But before that, I'll going to tell you about the things which we are going to learn in this journey. So after installation we are going to do the CRUD operation. We are going to create one application in which we are going to perform this create, retrieve, update and delete operations. First we will do one basic project, and then that same project we will going to convert into the MVC standards. In this journey I will try to share my own personal experience to make your journey easy, because when we go into the professional environment, at that time we have to follow the standard. To make the API is not the difficult task. Anyone can easily do the API, but the things that are the standards, whenever you work on some enterprise related application, at that time you have to most careful about the standard. So that's why whatever we are going to learn, we will try to learn it more professionally. Like what I meant to say is, basic means we will try to create one application, and only in one file we will try to make the API. Then we will try to put our logic into the service layer. Then we will try to put the code which are related to database into the repository. So that is nothing but your MVC architecture that I'll going to explain you in next video. Then next what we are going to do, we will use the same application, but we are going to use database into that. That can be your Apache Derby, MySQL or Oracle. Comment me in this video that which database we should use for this tutorial. I will try to explain you detail about the database, about these three database into the detail in the fifth video. Next, moving to the security. As we know, we will create the APIs into this fourth and fifth video. After that, these APIs anyone can access easily. So to make secure that API, we are going to provide the security to this API. So in sixth video we are going to see in details about the security and how to provide the security to our API, so that the unauthorized user will not able to access our API easily. Then we will see the actuator. Actuator is nothing but it is a tool which keeps eye on our application. Then we will see what is DevTools. DevTools is nothing but it is developed to save our time while developing the Spring Boot application. So in detail we are going to see in each videos. Moving next, in the seventh video we are going to see how to host our Spring Boot application into the Heroku server using GitHub. So still if you have not seen my GitHub tutorial, then I will try to put the link into the description, so you go through that, so that while hosting the application it will be helpful to you. And this is the free server that we can use for some limited purpose. Then we are going to see about the AWS in detail. What is AWS, how to use that, and all the thing about the AWS into the 8th video. Then we will see how to host our application into the AWS on S3. So this is nothing but it is the service that we are going to see in the 9th video in detail. Then we are going to see the Docker. It is most useful concept into the AWS. The main purpose is that of the Docker, like if you create your application and it is working in your system, the same application if you copy it into some another system, at that time you will face some issues to run that application. So Docker is nothing but it is provide some common environment to run our application in different environment. Then we are going to see how we can host our same Spring Boot application into AWS using Docker image. So we are going to see the Docker and then we will create the Docker image into the 11th video. Then we are going to see how we can host the application using Docker Hub, and that application we are going to pull into the AWS to make it live, so that our application we can access from anywhere. It will be on cloud, and whatever I will going to explain you, it will be free. It will not take any charge from you, though there are some limitations that I will try to explain you in detail, so that you will not going to lose any money. Though it is have some limitation, I will tell you all that thing in detail, because even while I was in the learning phase at that time, I faced lot many issues. So that issues you should not face. That's why the main purpose behind this tutorial. So as I said, at last we are going to do the installation setup. So this is our third video. We are going to install the Spring Tool Suite and the Postman. So let's start for STS. STS is application based development environment, which is used for development of Spring Boot application. STS is ready to use environment where we can implement, run, debug, and also we can deploy our application. So there are basically two types of project. One is Gradle project and one is Maven project. Mostly while creating the Spring Boot application, we use Maven only. The Gradle, if you heard about the Android mobile application development, at that time the Gradle is most widely used. So here we are going to use Maven only in our journey. So let's open browser and type STS for STS download. You will get very first link, that is Spring Tool 4 for Visual Studio Code. Just open, it is the official site of the Spring Tool Suite, and here you will get three options, like for Linux, for Mac, and for Windows. So whatever operating system you have, go for that. Here I have Windows 64-bit, so I will try to install that. You also download this. Below that, if we go, then there is Visual Studio. So Spring Boot also provide the support for Visual Studio, and if you have Eclipse, for that you have to install one plugin, but here we are going to start with Eclipse STS. So once you download this STS, you will get one jar like this. You have to just extract this file. This can take some time based on your system speed. So here you can see it is extracted successfully, and here one STS bundle folder is there. So in that you have to go STS release, and at the here you can see STS application. So you have to just double click on this. The installation will start. I have already STS, so it will not ask me for installation steps, but when it will ask, you have to just click on next, and it will install successfully. Then it will ask you for the workspace. If you want to use default workspace, then you can go for that, but here what I will do is I have one folder existing in the G drive with me, so I will use that. And if you have your recent workspace, then you can see from here. So here what I'm going to do is I selected the folder and simply I will click on OK. Then it is started loading.
So just keep your internet connectivity on for STS. That is most important thing. If you have disabled your internet, then it will not able to load the dependency that will create issues later. So better open your connect your internet and then install the Spring Boot. So here it is opened successfully. In the next video we will see like how to create the new project and how to perform the CRUD operation. So now we are going to see like how to install the Postman. So here you have to just type Postman download. So the very first link, that www.postman.com, just click on that. And here you can see it is available for Windows. It will automatically take your operating system. So my operating system is Windows, that's why it is showing me download the app for Windows. So you have to just click on this. It will ask you two options like your system is 32-bit or 64-bit. So my system is 64-bit, so I will click on 64-bit and it will start downloading. So once it's downloaded, I already have, so I will pause this. So once it's downloaded successfully, you have to just open that exe file. You have to click the next and it will get successfully installed. So after installing, when you will open this Postman, you will get like this UI. So what I will recommend you, that your system should have at least 8 GB of RAM, because when you use STS with Postman and simultaneously if you use our browser, so sometime it may get hang and that takes time to do the development. So better if you have, then it's okay, and if you not have, then try to increase this system configuration. So here what I'm going to do, I will just click on this request, and here no need for this. Here like this UI you will get. I have a history here, I can see my previous history here. Then collection is nothing but in a single folder you can see keep your multiple APIs. When we will create our web application, at that time we will see that. So this Postman is nothing but it is used only to test our REST APIs that we are going to create using STS. So now let's see how we can test our REST APIs. So here what I will do is I will just show you the JSON, what is JSON and how it looks, because whatever we are going to do, that all will be based on JSON format. So here I will type sample API for testing, and the very first link I will going to click. So let's scroll down. You don't need to do this. I'm just want to demonstrate you like how to use Postman, that's why. So just simply I will copy this API and I will try to put this in this URL. Here you have to enter your URL. Then here you can see there are multiple options: get, post, put, that we are going to see in the next video. Like get is to get the data from the database, post is to push the data into the database, put is to update the data, delete if you want to delete some resources from the server, at that time we are going to use delete. So here what I'm going to do is I will just select this get only and put this URL, and I will click on this send button. So this is not useful, it is just for demonstrating like how you can use our Postman. So here you can see the response is come. Now here multiple option you can see like text, if you want to see the data into the textual form. Then so here we are going to select JSON only. Here three more option you can see like raw, preview. If sometime the API is not working, then whatever the error is coming, that you can see in this preview. So now I will try to explain like what is JSON. So JSON format is nothing but it is
in the key and the value pair. The page is key and its value is 2. So here if you can see, it is one array like data, and in that we are getting one more response. So this is the array data. So one by one we will see like how to create API, how to test the APIs and everything. I hope this video keeps some sense in you, like what all things you are going to learn in this journey. Because what I thought, because before learning anything we should know like what is the purpose of that thing, right? So that's why I thought like before moving ahead, I should tell you about the main agenda of this tutorial. So I hope you got everything, like which all the things we are going to learn from crash to deployment we are going to learn in this tutorial. So if you are still not subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe it so that you will not going to miss my upcoming videos. I will try to explain you in very simple language so that you will understood it properly and easily. And if you learn from this video anything, then please like to this video and share with your friends, because what I thought is our knowledge is increased by sharing only. And if you have any doubts, then please free to comment me. I will try to reach out to you as early as possible. And as I told you, like comment me in this video like which database we should use for this tutorial, and I will take the name of that person who will comment me in this video. And that's it from this video, and I hope that the confirmation that I communicate with you at a very simple level will help you to understood overall basic agenda and the concept of Spring Boot application. I'm not covering much of the details in this video, but I will try to make more videos soon in the future on remaining topics, so that more granular level concept of Spring Boot application also explained. Again, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed before, so that you will be able to get latest video. Thank you.